Good afternoon, everyone. Which is spectators, welcome to session 8 of the heat. Just before we get underway with the session.
Very good afternoon to you and welcome back for session 8 of the Edinburgh International Meet 2022. So this is the last of our heats events for the weekend. So it should be good events, chance for some of the younger swimmers to make their mark and maybe push their way into a swim tonight. We've got a packed lineup and lots of exciting events. So it says 1500 freestyle. Actually, that was all swum this morning and with the fastest heat this evening. So we won't see that this afternoon. I know you're going to be disappointed about that. So we're going to start off fast and furious with men's 50 breaststroke and women's 50 butterfly. Then go into backstroke on the 200s. 100 freestyle for the men, 200 breaststroke for the women, 400 freestyle for the men, back to 100 freestyle for the women. So we've got 100 freestyle for both men and women this afternoon. 100 butterfly for the men, that should be good. And we finish off the afternoon session with women's 200 individual medley. So that's what's coming up. I'm Duncan McKinnell, and I'll be taking you through the action this afternoon. Very much looking forward to that. We'll be getting underway in around 3 minutes' time, I think. Just taking a look at what we've got. Of course, with the 50 breaststroke, there's no B finals going in the 50s because the open swimmers then go into the skins. But there is a junior final, and there is every opportunity for the juniors who are swimming this afternoon to make their way in. That's the lineup for the first of the 5 heats in the 50 breaststroke. But you can never know with the seniors. We saw Tom Dean coming through in the 50 freestyle yesterday afternoon. He ended up winning the skins last night. So never say never for the senior swimmers this afternoon as well. 50 butterfly, we go down to into the 28s for our heats there for the one length down the pool. So that will be pretty fast and exciting. I expect lots and lots of tight races in that one. 200 backstroke, 5 heats for the men, 6 heats for the women. And we go down to around the 210 mark for the men and the 224 mark for the women. The women in particular, I think, is going to be very, very close contest. You see there the swimmers, though, lining up. It's not quite half past yet, so I don't know whether they'll hold them until it is or whether they will put them out in their misery and let them get going. Men's 100 freestyle is going to be fast. Swimmers in 52s. We've got 2 heats of swimmers with 52 second entry times in the afternoon heats. It's just amazing that. It just shows the quality of this meet. 200 breaststroke, 240s for the women, and then 400 freestyle. And we've got some swimmers under 410 will be going this afternoon. And 100 freestyle for the women. Again, we'll see lots of sub-minute swimming there. And certainly that's the case for the 100 fly for the men. And then finishing off, as I said, with the 200 individual medley. And there's going to be lots of tight contests in the 8 heats that we're going to have in that one. So you can see there's 6 swimmers ready to go. Or maybe is it 7 just counting through? We've got lanes 2 through to 7, I think, there. So we're missing 1. Callum Ferretti was slotted to go in 1, but he doesn't look to be there. So we've got Finley Club of Aberdeen Dolphin will go in lane 2. Kyle Wong, City of Glasgow, in 3. Finley Nelson of Dumfries in lane 4. Jamie Jardine of Warrender in 5. Jacob Wood of Elgin in 6. And David Syme of Heart of Midlothian in 7. So an all-Scottish heat to get us going. Entry times in the 33s. Looks like they are holding us to start at 12:45. Well, on my watch it is now 12:45, so hopefully the referee's whistle will go any moment now and we'll get these swimmers underway. As I said, entry times 33s, 33.5 Finley Nelson, the Dumfries 15-year-old, up to 33.8. The whistle now has gone. I think we're set to get underway. So, under starters' orders, and away they go. So Finley Nelson, 33.5, has the fastest entry time, but we're talking tenths between all 6 of them. Finley in the blue cap, though, is off to a good start. The youngster from Dumfries actually lives in Stranraer and competes with Dumfries at major events down in the southwest of Scotland. And it looks like he's got the advantage here. Pretty close, but, well, about a metre. It's going to be Finley getting us going, and a nice PB to get us started there. You'll be very happy with that, I think. 32.40, over a second inside his entry time. Terrific stuff there. Second place, Jacob Wood, 33.20. Finley Club, 33.23. Both of them comfortably inside their entry times as well in second and third. So great start to the afternoon. If everyone can produce PBs like that, we're off to a storming session. So line up for Heat 2. John Taylor, Aberdeen Performance in 1, then 3 from City of Glasgow. Jake Holmes, Adam Scott, and Max Pelosi. Brandon Aitchison of Bucky in 5, Jack Mitchell of Aberdeen Performance in 6, and then 2 from Bells Hill, Jack Murphy in 7, Arroyo Skringelis in lane 8. 32.7 up to 33.5 the times here. This time it's lane 5 off to the best start. That's Brandon Aitchison of Bucky up on the north of Scotland. And he is looking good. Lane 7, Jack Murphy, one of the 2 Bells Hill swimmers in the red cap. But it's going to be lane 5, taking it Brandon Aitchison. And it's another cracking time there. 31.39. Splendid stuff again. That was nearly a second and a half inside his entry time. These boys are on fire this afternoon so far on the evidence. 31.87, Jake Holmes, nice improvement for him as well, over a second. Adam Scott, 32.53, half a second improvement for him too. So all going very nicely so far. The lineup for heat number 3. Matthew McMillan of Incas, Ross Errants of South Ayrshire, Sam Peace, Stirling University, David Blair of City of Glasgow, Luke Hornsey of East Lothian, Kieran Brackenser of Aberdeen Dolphin, Sam Harrison of Perth City, and Cameron Mitchell of Arbroath St Thomas. And this time it's Sam Pease, the 23-year-old, so by far the most experienced of this group of swimmers, and he is off fast, entered 31.82. He will be looking to take some time off that. Certainly pretty dominant performance here. The clock just into the 30s, 30.22, so another massive improvement. Sam taking a 31.8 down to a 30.2. So more blitzing breaststroke here. Let's see, wait for the summary to come up. Here it is. Sam Harrison taking a second. A nice PB of a second for him. And David Blair only just behind him. He's also inside his entry time. So PBs just keep on coming. Sam Pease, though, 30.22. That is very impressive there. On to heat number 4. Looks like we're missing lane 1 again here. So we've got Tom Beagley of University of Bath in 2, Dom Bissett, Stirling University in 3, Andrew Arthur of Stirling University in 4, Marius Kringellis, Edinburgh University in 5, Dan Kinsella of City of Manchester in 6, Robson Miles, City of Glasgow in 7, Harper Whitehead, Stirling University in lane 8. And this time it's the dark pink cap of Stirling University, Andrew Arthur in lane 4. Entered 30.6, and he is going to bring this one in 29.85. That's our first under the 30 seconds this afternoon. So more good improvements on entry times. Swimmers taking full advantage of this opportunity to swim 50s long course. Tom Beagley taking second, 30.45. He also improves by about 8/10. Dom Bissett as well inside his entry times. That seems to be pretty consistent. Top 3 all nailing their entry times. They're all there for heat number 5. Sam van der Stroom, Charlie Trotman, Ethan Horn, Andrew Feenan, Joshua Mitchell, Luke Ibbison, Alex Meyer, and Connor Massey. 30.02. Andrew Feenan has the fastest entry time here. So we saw a sub 30 in the last heat from Andrew Arthur. Can we see some more here? Good start from City of Glasgow's Ethan Horn. Saw some good swims from him yesterday. The blue cap there in lane 3. But this one is tighter. Lane 7, Alex Meyer of Stirling University is in the mix. Lane 2, Charlie Trotman. Who's going to get the touch? I think it might be Ethan in lane 3. It is just, and he just nicks under the 30 seconds as well, 29.99, so improves on his 30.10 entry time. Just over the 30 seconds, narrowly there, Alex Meyer, 30.01, and Charlie Trotman, 30.06, Luke Iverson, 30.08, all on the cusp of 30 seconds. So fast and furious there, getting us going on the 50 breaststroke, and I suspect it's going to be exactly the same coming up now in the women's 50 butterfly, which is next up. In this one, we've got 8 heats. You can see there the lineup for the first heat. I think we're missing lane 4. I'll confirm that for you in a moment. Certainly lane 1 and 2 are there. In fact, well, lane 2 and 3 rather, no lane 1, not meant to be. But I don't see a lane 4. I do see lanes 5, 6 and 7. So it'll be Emma Finlay of East Lothian, Martha Reeves of Dundee City Aquatics, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson of Derwent Side, Lauren Clark of East Lothian, and Madison Gallagher of First. Entry times all in the 31s. So away we go. And it looks like it's just Evie O'Halloran-Hutchinson in lane 5 who's got the edge here, although not much in it. Madison Gallagher in lane 7 is in the hump, but I think this is lane 5. And in the end, there's actually quite a lot in it. Evie just stretching away in the closing stages and gets under the 30 seconds. So again, getting us off to a flying start here in the butterfly. Entered on 31.5, down to a 29.89. Nicely done, Evie. Wait for the summary to come up. And there you have it, 31.02 for Madison. She was entered 31.6, so a nice improvement for her. Lauren Clark, 31.1, also improves on her entry time. So good stuff there. Lots of PBs, so we head for heat number 2. And everyone is present for this one. Kirsty Breakin, Lily Blount, Orla McInnes, Ailey Armstrong, Mariella Bidsamu-Butler, Madison Cool, Layla Weatherspoon and Grace Courtney. Strong start on the bottom of your screen, Kirsty Breakin and Lily Blount, but as they get into their stroke, maybe it's Layla Weatherspoon up in lane 7. It's just got the edge beside her, Madison Cool of Bucky. Second time we mentioned Bucky this afternoon, and Madison is certainly looking good here. And it's going to be tight though. It's all about finishing skills on this one. Ooh, so close. Orla McInnes, 30.07. And she improves by a second. And a half to mid-loading swimmer, Kiana McInnes' younger sister. So Fly is in the bloodstream in that family. Madison Cool, 30.36. And the second heart swimmer, Layla Weatherspoon, taking third in 30.43. And others inside their entry times as well. So again, looking strong. This one, we've got no swimmer in lane 6. So the lineup here, Gabby Freeman, Georgia Harvey, Sophie Hall, Thanrada McGregor, Millie Milne, Eva Alguero and Lacey Roberts. 33 up to 30.9. The entry times here, and this one is very close indeed. Lane 5 is Millie Milne of Warrender, but there's others very much up there as well. Lane 8 is one of them, Lacey Roberts of Plymouth Leander. Well, it's anybody's race really. Lane 2 perhaps. Yes, Georgia Harvey in lane 2, just ducks under the 30 seconds, 29.95 for her. So good swim there, entered on 30.9. The PBs keep on coming. Sophie Hall, 4/10 under her time. Lacey Roberts, 30.28. But Georgia Harvey taking the win there. Derwent side. Heat 4 is next up. And everyone is present. So the lineup, Morven Adams, Melody Jones, Marie Wood, Ivana Janssen, Heidi Wren, Ellie Kennington, Katie Campbell and Rebecca Reed. 30.2 and 30.3 is the only times here. So really anybody in this field could take this one. Good starts in lanes 3 and 6, maybe particularly Ellie Kennington of Plymouth in lane 6. Looks like she has got the edge now. In fact, more than an edge, she is dominant now. As they come into the wall, it's going to be Ellie Kennington taking it by quite a margin, 29.03 for her. 29.74, Melody getting under the 30 as well. So good stuff from those two. Let's wait for the summary to come up to confirm the other results. Heidi Wren getting under 30 seconds. 29.85, Rebecca Reed very close to it. 0.03 for her, but 29.03. I think that might be good enough for a place in the junior final there, so we'll just wait for confirmation of that, but that was really strong. On to heat number 5. No lane 5 here. So we have Melissa Mainwaring, Alice Mackey, Eve Mayer, Amelia Robertson, Katie Rose, Abigail Stemp, and Jory Horn. All entered around the 30 seconds, 29.6 up to 31.9. Information there, no Georgina Dennis in lane 5 as they head down the pool, and it's going to be lane 4 and lane 7 battling it out for the win here, and it's going lane 4. Newcastle's Amelia Robertson taking the win there, and that's a good time, 28.86 for Amelia. And again, well inside her entry time, but she did go slightly faster at the Northumberland and Durham County Championships, but a good solid heat swim there. Abigail Stemp second, Alice Mackey was third. What a way to start a session, 2 back-to-back 50s, keeping us all on our toes. This one we've got no swimmer in lane 3. So the lineup, Lola Davison of Derwentsside, Becky Watson of Borough Stockton, Matilda Merler of Hoverstattens, Imara Bella Thorpe of Edinburgh University, Helen Stoddart of East Lothian, Susie McNair of First, and Amber Stevenson of South Ayrshire. And this one is very close. It looks like no obvious standouts at the moment. So they come up to the 15-metre markers. Lane 6 certainly in the mix. That's Helen Stoddart of East Lothian. Is she going to edge it? It's going to be tight. She needs a good finish to get there. Oh, she did though, 28.96. So she was entered on 29.50, so she'll be happy with that. And had to work for that win, but she did. Put in the hard graft and got the reward. Lola Davison, 29.06 in second place. From a 29.6 entry time, so good improvement from her as well. 2 heats to go in this 50 fly. That's the penultimate one. And just looking down the line, they're all there. Abby Winstanley, Gaia Alcaraz, Faith Yuda, Kate Baxter, Jessica Woodward, Ashley Ransom, Lauren Patterson, and Natalie Jones. So they're off and away. Times in this one, 28.9 to 29.3. Maybe just edging the lead, Hatfield's Jessica Woodward. That's her teammate Ashley Ransom on her right-hand side. Going well in lane 4, though, is Winchester's Kate Baxter. And maybe it is going to be Kate. It is. 28.68 for her. Around about a quarter of a second improvement on her entry time. It's taking a little while for the summary to come up here, but now we've got it. Gaia Alcaraz in second, 28.95, so she's inside her entry time as well. Ashley Ransom, 29.09 in third place. One more heat of 50 butterfly. There is the lineup: Emmy Hutchison, Sarah Kalafska, Scarlett Ferris, Olivia Marshall, Lotta Upan, Jenna McDougald, Kat Price, and Anya Slesser. 28.5 to 28.9 here. All seniors. Have to get down to 27.9 to get into the skins, and that's a big ask. Not impossible. Pushing it in lane 5 is the Finn from Stirling, Lotta Upan. Probably better known as our middle distance freestyler. beside her, Olivia Marshall of the Isle of Man. She'll be gunning up maybe a place in the Isle of Man team for the Commonwealth Games. Ooh, 28.75. Lotta, 28.80. Olivia, and 28.93. I think that was Jenna in third. So very tight contest there, and Lotta taking the win. 28.75 for her. So take a little bit of a breath now as we prepare for men's 200 backstroke. And in this one, we will have 5 heats. You can see the lineup. It'll just take a little while they sort out the backstroke ledges and the like. Make sure they're all properly secured in. And then we'll be off and away. See a few down to the start end there. In this fantastic venue, the Royal Commonwealth Pool. It's an 8-lane pool, but the facilities are absolutely marvellous. Lots of feeling of space around. And I know that athletes really enjoy coming up and competing here, and it's great to have them. So line up for this first heat of 200 backstroke. Lane 1 is not present. 2 is Oliver Dennis of Plymouth Leander. Jake Holmes, City of Glasgow, in lane 3. Ewan Beattie of Warrender in 4, with his teammate Brodie Gordon-Gibson in 5. Tom Ingalls, City of Glasgow, in 6. And Robbie Carlyle of Bells Hill in 7. So the entry times in this first heat range 2:19.8 up to 2:21.8. Get 2:21.6 because the 2:10.21.8 belongs to the swimmer who is not here. Through the turn, Ewan Beattie, 31.30. Leads by just around quarter of a second. Oliver Dennis and Brodie Gordon-Gibson, so Warrender prominent, 2 of the first 3. Oliver Dennis looking pretty strong in lane 2, the Plymouth swimmer. Plymouth, such a strong programme, having quite an impact here. And it looks like Oliver is going to lead at halfway, 1:05.93. Leads by 9/10. You see there the intermediate splits, 34.3 against Brodie's 35.0. So the pace that Oliver is bringing to bear here, reaping rewards as he opens up the lead. So up to the 150. About a 3-metre advantage. 140.78 for Oliver. And still, you can see a big difference in the intermediate splits, 34.8 to 36.8. So Oliver looking really good here. And this is going to be a big improvement. Entered 2:21. He's going to be a long way inside that. Making his long trip up from Plymouth very worthwhile, right up against the lane rope as he comes in there, but takes it in 2:15.48. And he must be happy with that, surely. Brodie Gordon-Gibson, he improves on his entry time, 2:19.26 in second, just ahead of his teammate Ewan Beattie. So some excellent stuff coming through all the way here. We saw it in the sprints and we're continuing now to see it in this 200 backstroke. Moving PBs along very nicely. If I've done my calculations correctly, I'm talking about 2:11 to get into the junior final, 2:11.3. Lots and lots of juniors swimming in these heats. And there you can see the full lineup for heat number 2. Sean Sy-Griffiths of Warrender in 1, Ruben Kelly of Dumfries in 2, Liam Kroczynski of Montefieth in 3, Ethan Stewart of Hamilton in 4, Luke Porteous of East Lothian in 5, Robbie Thompson of Shetland in 6, Jack Simpson of East Kilbride in 7, and Matthew Mahoney of Newcastle in lane 8. So 7 Scots and 1 from Newcastle. And it's the East Lothian swimmer, 31-32, Luke Porteous. Pretty much the same split as we saw in the first heat. He needs by a couple of tenths over Ethan Stewart. Luke and the dark cap in lane 5. Lothian normally swim in a black cap. He looks like he's got a blue one on. Beside him, Ethan Stewart of Hamilton. And very little to choose between them now. 106.18 and 106.30. A little bit behind Oliver's split now. But still Luke just ahead of Ethan. And then going well in lane 8, Matthew Mahoney. And he has Jack Simpson beside him. So that's the top 4 as we come to the 150, and little to choose at the front. This loop perhaps slightly quicker through into the turn on 42.33. So I don't think they're going to be as fast as Oliver Dennis was in the previous heat. But looking good to get under the 2:18.9 that Luke's entered on, 2:18.7 Ethan. So Luke has led, not by much all the way through, but he is going to bring this one in, looking very smooth as he comes in 2:17.65. So that is an improvement of about 1.25 seconds for Luke. Matthew Mahoney with a very strong finish takes second into 18.74. And third spot, Ethan Stewart. And his time 2:19.47. So on to heat number 3. As you can see, all 8 swimmers there. Keane Smith of Airdrie and Monklands, Byron Peel of Borough of Stockton, George Wise of Dartford, Callum Dunn of South Ayrshire, Cameron Doran of Bells Hill, Greer van der Merlen of Stirling Swim, Kyle Wong, City of Glasgow, and Kieran Turnbull of Derwentsside. This one's shaping out to be pretty close. Lanes 5 and 6 early on. Cameron Doran of Bells Hill, Greer van der Merlen of Stirling. I think it'll be Cameron just getting the touch, although lane 1 is up there as well. That's Keane Smith of Airdrie and Monklands. But Cameron turns first, 31.79. And nicely out of that turn as well, just opened up a bit of a gap. It looks like maybe they're coming at him, and led by Keane in lane 1. And it's pretty close between them at the halfway turn. Just 3 tenths. 106.68 and 106.98. So again, a little bit slower than the previous two heats, about half a second slower than Luke Porteous was, and about 7/10 slower than Oliver Dennis. That was a remarkable swim from Oliver Dennis in the first heat. Cameron looking to be taking control here as we see him turn. Nice close shot of that turn. Out maybe around the 7-meter mark by the looks of it. 1:42.25 the split. And now he's picking up pace. That was slightly faster than Luke Porteous. Still not as fast as Oliver. And certainly Cameron now looking set for this 17-year-old from Bells Hill. 2:16.4 his entry time. See if he can get inside that. It's going to be tight, just outside. 2:17.37. Second, Greer van der Merlen just coming past Keane Smith at the end there. Keane perhaps just running out of energy a little bit down that last length, but gets a nice third place. Two more heats. I think we're missing lane 3 and maybe lane 8 as well. I think we've just got the 6 swimmers lining up here at the moment. Elliot Best, Newcastle in 1. Carl Mitchell of Geary in 2. And lane 4, Jacob Wood of Elgin. Calvin MacDonald of Aberdeen Performance. Andrew Brodie of Aberdeen Dolphin. Isaac Buchan of Borough of Stockton. So the times here range 2:13.7 up to 2:15.3. Perhaps lane 6, Andrew Brodie. Just shading it as they come up to the 50. Oh, maybe not. Lane 1, it is. Elliot Best, Newcastle swimmer, getting the touch, 31.27. 18-year-old this year. Entered 2:15.3. Jacob Wood now moving up in lane 4. Elgin swimmer. Is he going to lead at halfway? Well, not quite. 400ths in it. Elliot 1:05.79. Jacob 1:05.83. So it looks like it's developing to a race between these two. 6, Andrew Brodie in the 3rd place ahead of the other 3 who are much for muchness. So coming to the 150, and this time, well, let's see who it is. We focus in there on Elliot, but you can see there Jacob turning pretty much at the same time, just slightly ahead. 1:40, 1:11. It's about a second faster than the previous heat, but we're still, nobody has gone faster than Oliver Dennis. His 2:15.48 still stands as the fastest time. He's standing the test of time really well. Can Jacob edge faster than that? It's certainly looking the stronger going down this final length. In the end, he's going to take this pretty comfortably. What's the time going to be? 2:15.27. So that is now the new fastest time, just narrowly edging out Oliver's. So good swim from the Elgin boy. Same boy, 17-year-old young man. So 2:15.27. Elliot Best 2:17.20 in second. Calvin MacDonald 2:18.37 in third. Final heat, they're all around to take part in it. So we have Kieran Brackenser of Aberdeen Dolphin, Callum Peebles of East Lothian, Stuart Crawford of Glasgow University, Raiz Worley of University of Stirling, Jana Van Oord of City of Cardiff, James Bartley of Mount Kelly, Angus Johnson of City of Glasgow, and Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics. So this should be faster. Times range 2:09 to 2:13. So all of them on paper are faster than anything we've seen. What can they do on the pool though? We've got 3 juniors as well. They'd have to get down to 2:11 territory, I think, for a place in the junior final. That's not out of the question. Good start in lane 4, Raiz Worley, South African, based in Stirling. Yes, really making a strong start to this race. It's going to be well clear at the 50, 29.39, nearly a second up on Stuart Crawford and Callum Peebles. And second and third in lanes 3 and 2 respectively. Just ahead of lane 6, James Bartley. But Raiz, with that explosive start, is setting the pace. 1:01.27, as you'd expect. That is quite a bit faster than we've seen. Still Stuart and Callum, second and third. Not a lot separating them now. And then James Bartley, who's maybe getting in the mix with the 2 on the near side. I think he's gone past Callum and is challenging Stuart now. And still Raiz out in front, well clear. And coming through, splashing our camera there. Hope our cameraman didn't get too soaked as he took that shot. 34.51. Nearly 4 seconds up now on Crawford and Bartley. And it looks like Bartley now moving into second place. But nobody's going to catch Raiz. Entered on 2:09. Need to get down to a 2:07 for a second swim as a senior. He's not a million miles away from that, but he's just going to slip by. And 2:09.48, but a good solid swim from Raiz there. I think he'll be relatively happy with that. James Bartley, nice swim from him. 2:11.72 for the Mount Kelly swimmer. And Stuart Crawford in the 2:13s in third place. 2:13.83, if we're being precise about it. So good performances there. We stick with 200 backstroke and move to the women. And we have 6 heats. And the line up there. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. We've got 4 swimmers lined up. 1 going for lane 2, 1 for 4, 1 for 5, 1 for 6. I guess that makes sense. So no Amelia Campbell in lane 3. We've got Bronwyn Payne of Best, the Borders team. Madeline Patterson of City of Glasgow. Laura Potts, Swim Ireland. And Mariella Bitsamu Butler of Derwent's side. The 4 contesting this first heat. So coming down to the first turn, it's pretty tight. Mariella Bitsamu Butler, 36.17. Leads them through by a couple of tenths. Laura Potts The other two fairly close. Laura maybe just edging through now. There's a large Irish contingent that have made their way over to Edinburgh this weekend. And Laura will have the lead by a bit more than the body length at the halfway mark, 1:14.85. So you can see there the intermediate splits, and well, keep your eye on Madeline Patterson now. She's making a bit of a move in lane 4. She's got a fair amount of catching up to do. Still just about on the toes of Laura. Interesting to see the relative speeds of these two on that 50. And Laura 40.1. In fact, faster than Madeline. So unlikely that Madeline is going to be able to catch her now, I would think. 55. Her split. So entry time for Laura 2:34.9. She's going to be there or thereabouts. And well clear now. So keep your eye on the clock on the bottom right as she comes in and stops in 2:34.2. So does improve by 7/10 on her entry time. So nicely done, Laura. Madeline in second. Her time 2:37.53. Mariella in third, 2:39.36. So E2, there's the lineup. Lauren Clark, Perry Scobby, Layla Weatherspoon, Natalie Marshall, Jessica Beaton, Lucy Atherton, Naomi Wilson, Natalie Cooper. It's a local feel to this heat, with the exception of Jessica Beaton from Aberdeen. All the others relatively close to Edinburgh. East Lothian, Stirling, about the next furthest afield. Hearts and Warrender, both Edinburgh clubs. So 2:33s, 2:34s. Entry times here. And they're all out just about in a line. So who's going to get the touch at the 50? The answer is it's Natalie Marshall, 35.32, West Lothian swimmer. She leads by a quarter of a second over Perry Scobby of Stirling. But all 8 swimmers within about a body length of each other. Maybe slightly stretching out now. Natalie in lane 4 with the edge.
She's maybe just got the edge at the 100.
And well, lane 7 just coming through, edging it by 200, so halfway. Seen Naomi about 3/10 faster on that split. Lucy Atherton in lane 6 is not far away either. Natalie Marshall still competing hard with Naomi Wilson. So it does look like it's going to be one of these three. Natalie Cooper in lane 8 in 4th, but she's a little bit up back now. So nice view as they come through the 150. And it's Natalie has got the lead back. 154.29. Now 7/10 faster than the previous heat at this stage. So Can Natalie now push on and get the job done? Certainly swimmers in 6 and 7, Lucy and Naomi, are going to push her all the way here. So which of these three is going to take the win? Coming up into the final 5 meters. And as you can see, as we switch to the Finnish camera, it is Natalie who takes it, but only by 500ths of a second in the end, from Naomi Wilson, 2:33.39 2:33.44. So Naomi inside her entry time. And just wait for the summary to come up. Expecting to see Lucy Atherton in 3rd place, and there she is, 2:34.25. So pretty much on her entry time. So good solid swim from Natalie there. She was under a bit of pressure, but she responded well to it and made sure that she held on to the win. Heat number 3. Irene Ferris of Cumbernauld in lane 1. Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson in 2 from Derwentside. Rosie Liston, City of Glasgow in 3. Chloe Ward of Borough of Stockton in 4. Talia Blackley of City of Glasgow in 5. Hebe Weavers, Carnegie in 6. Nadine Wilson of Borough of Stockton in 7. And Melissa Menny of City of Glasgow in lane 8. So the swimmers in this heat, 2:32 and 2:33 entry time. Great start in lane 4 from the Stockton swimmer Chloe Ward. Also Hebe Weavers in lane 6. So they're going to be 1 and 2, I think, at the turn. 33.70 and 34.03. Nadine Wilson in 3rd by 100th from Talia Blackley. It looks like it is going to be Chloe Ward versus Hebe Weavers. And they're pretty much stroke for stroke now. Has Hebe just edged it? I don't know. We'll see as we see them through the turn. And it does look like it is the Carnegie swimmer. Now with the edge, capped by about half a second, 1:11.46. Carnegie Club based in Dunfermline in Fife. Although Chloe Ward got the better turn there, and that's maybe just edged her back in the lead temporarily at least. Good scrap between these two, with Nadine Wilson not that far behind them in lane 7. Another Stockton swimmer. Stockton enjoying their trip north. They certainly put in some good swims, and she's getting right into the mix now with the other two. So with 50 to go, you can see there the intermediate splits. The 2 Stockton swimmers on 39.5s against the Carnegie swimmer 40.2, and that certainly has handed them the momentum. Although Hebe Weavers is responding well down this final length, showing a lot of guts here to keep this one going. So 3 of them coming in. It's going to be on the touch. Oh, so close. Chloe Ward just getting it. A couple of tenths, 2:30.28 for her. Hebe Weavers 2:30.51. Both of them inside their entry times. 3rd, Nadine Wilson. So good swim from her as well. 2:31. Again, will be an improvement on her entry time. 2:31.36. So some nice swims from the 2 from Stockton and the 1 from Carnegie. So on to heat number 4 now. Looks like no swimmer in lane 1. The other 7, Erin Hammond of South Ayrshire in 2, Emily Maxwell of Derwentsside in 3, Catherine Boddy of Geary in 4, Athena Pearce of West Lothian in 5, Safrina Machin of City Glasgow in 6, Libby Doubleday, City Glasgow in 7, Kirsty Gilmore of Hamilton in lane 8.
Into heat 4, Maya.
So the entry times here 2:29 to 2:31.
Emily Maxwell, Derwentsside in 3, Catherine Boddy from Gay in 4, Athena Pearce, West Lothian in 5.
Again, not much to choose between them coming down the first length. Kirsty Gilmore off to a decent start up in lane 8. And lane 4, Catherine Boddy of Geary. I think it's going to be Catherine turning first, is it? Yes, it is. 35 dead. And that is a slower first 50 than the last heat, anyway. But you can't tell. People swim 200 backstrokes in different ways. And some of them blasted out at the front and then hang on. Some of them conserve their energy and then push on hard in the second half or the final 50. You see what the tactics are here. Catherine Boddy still holding the advantage, 1:13.22. You can see there 38.2 intermediate split, 4/10 faster than Kirsty's and 6/10 faster than Safrina's. It does look like Kirsty Gilmore in lane 8 is sticking in there, and Safrina as well in lane 6. We're not letting Catherine too far ahead. Catherine representing the Geary Club based in Inverurie in Aberdeenshire. And her leader shrunk a fair bit there, down to 2/10 from 52.95, with Safrina now into second place. And Kirsty Gilmore still not too far away at lane 3. Emily Maxwell of Derwentsside coming up with a late push. And she left it too late though. This is going to be close. Safrina in lane 6 maybe has got the advantage. Emily Maxwell continuing to move up, but it's going to be Safrina, and then it's Kirsty Gilmore in second, Catherine Boddy in third, just ahead of Emily Maxwell. 2:31.27 winning time for Safrina. It is very close to her entry time. Two more heats of this 200 backstroke to go. There's the summary of that last heat. Safrina, Kirsty and Catherine, the 1, 2, 3. And now the lineup for heat 5. And there it is. Zoe Crawford first in 1. Maria Howe of Aberdeen Performance in 2. Emma Finley of East Lothian in 3. Jessica Keogh of Hatfield in 4. Sophia Quigley of Swim Island in 5. Coco Croxford, City of Glasgow in 6. Emma McGavin of Hamilton in 7. And Orla McInnes, the Heart of Midlothian in 8. We saw Orla McInnes in the fly earlier on, so she's back for a second swim here. Really less renowned as a backstroker. We'll see how she does. Times here 2:26 to 2:28, so a bit more of a spread in entry times than we've seen in earlier heats. First through the turn in lane 2 is Maria Howe, 33.38. So a nice fast first 50 from her. Zoe Crawford second, Emma Finley third, and those three are juniors. 2:26, I think, is the time they'd need to get a second swim. Got a couple more juniors in the next heat as well. So we'll see if any of these juniors can do that. Have to go down to a 2:21 for the seniors. So Maria, 1:10.75 at halfway. Winner in the North District Spring Meet up in Aberdeen, and the excellent facility that they have in Sports Village. Hosted the World Para Series a couple of weeks ago. Was meant to host the European Juniors, and then COVID went and scuppered that. But a lovely place to base your training in. And Maria Howe looking good here. You see her going through her 150 turn, 1:49.84. Jessica Keogh now is got the fastest intermediate split there. So we'll see whether she can pick up. She's got a long way to make up in that dark pink cap in lane 4. So Maria Howe, you would think, will be on for this one. There's around a 39 split there. So yeah, it's getting tighter as they come in. Oh, it's very tight, in fact. Who gets it? Jessica does. Well, there was me saying she didn't have a chance. I was so wrong there. 2:29.16, getting it by 300ths. Nicely done. Talk about precision down that last 50, just doing what it took. So 2:29's there to win that heat. That's the fastest times we've seen. Those two, just 300ths apart. Emma McGavin third, just ahead of Zoe Crawford. As we move to the final heat of 200 backstroke. As I said, two juniors in this one. That's Ailey Armstrong in 5 and Kerry Gillespie in 8, marked with that J beside their name. Isabel Wood actually is a junior as well, although she doesn't have the J for whatever reason, and Natasha Simpson also. So in fact, 4 juniors here. Kiana Bellotti of Edinburgh University is in 1, Grace Idowu of Newcastle in 2, Isabel Wood of Stirling Swim in 3, Scarlett Ferris Perth City in 4, Ailey Armstrong of East Lothian in 5, Rebecca Reid of Aberdeen in 6, Natasha Simpson of Warrender in 7, and Kerry Gillespie, Aberdeen Performance in 8.
Ailey Armstrong of East Lothian in 5, Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen in 6, Natasha Simpson, Warren the Baths in 7, and Kerry Gillespie, Aberdeen Performance in lane 8. 2:24 through to 2:26.
So it looks like Scarlett Ferris is going to take them through the turn. Not by much from Grace Idowu, 33.38. That's an identical split to the previous heat. 33.53 for Grace, 33.89 for Isabel. So lanes 4, 3 and 2. Kiana Bellotti not far away either. See her there down the bottom of your screen. On the left-hand side. Oh. Not sure whether it's pain we're showing or determination on her face. But still, it is Scarlett. 1:10.46. They now are faster than the previous heat. Mainly think of Scarlett, a very strong backstroker, but mainly on the shorter distances, but moved to cross or up the Tay from Dundee to Perth. Perhaps just concentrating on the longer distances in her new program. Beside her still, Isabel Wood. Slightly faster at intermediate split, but still half a second behind. 1:48.57 and 1:49.01. But it looks like Isabel is going to apply the pressure down this last length. Lane 6 is Rebecca Reed. Lane 1, Kiana Bellotti. Chasing each other for second, but at the front, this is pretty tight now. They're both going at it hard, but Cara maybe just with the edge. And as we saw in the last heat, it's the swimmer coming from behind who just edges it with that momentum at the death. Isabel then 2:25.53. And I think that will get Isabel into the junior final, if I'm not wrong. We'll see. Don't take my word for it. Check when they put out the summary of the finalists. Scarlett Ferris just behind her, and Kiana Bellotti in third place. So that's us done with 200 backstroke. We get to the finals tonight anyway. And we're back to the speed of 100 freestyle now. So lots of heats of this. 9 for the men. They're going to be pretty fast. 3 go in the first heat. There they are, Cameron Doran, Sam Moore, Max Pelosi. So they're all entered 56s. 56.7, 56.8. All 3 of them pushing it out hard and pretty close to each other as we come to the turn. Who's going to get the touch? It's Cameron in lane 3, 26.93, but only by 200ths. So really, this is still anyone's race. Coming down the second length. Sam Moore looks to, or Max Pelosi rather, in lane 5 has just got the bit between his teeth now. And maybe he's just edging it. The other two still very close to him though, but it's Max in lane 5 by maybe half a metre, and he does take it 56.29. So 4/10 taken off his time. Good competitive 3-way battle. Cameron 56.67, Sam 56.73. On to heat 2, empty lane in lane 2. So in this one we've got Callum Sinclair, George Wise, Ruben Kelly, Callum Melville, Murray Dixon, Finlay Nelson, Darren Morgan.
Callum Sinclair, West Lothian in 1. George Wise and Dartford in 3. Ruben Kelly, Dumfries in 4. Callum Melville, Lewis Centurion in 5. And Dixon.
Strong start in lane 5, Callum Melville. Mainly think of him as a breaststroker, but well, he's showing some speed here in the freestyle. Very fine breaststroker, Nova swimmer, member of the Scottish junior team. He turns 26.02, over a second and a quarter ahead of the others. So really pushed it out hard in that first 50, and look at him go. This is going to be a big, big win, it looks like. Let's just check on the time. He was entered on 56.30. Smashes that 55.28. Nicely done, Mr. Melville. Second, Murray Dixon. Third, Ruben Kelly. 56.14 and 56.89, but I mean, that heat really belonging to Callum there. 55.28. That's going to be tough to beat for the next few heats. They're all there for heat 3. Kian Hughes, Jonathan Venter, Charlie Trotman, Stuart Crawford, Micah Van Blerk, Michael Scully, Rhea van der Merlen and Lewis McKean. Stuart Crawford back for his second swim in lane 4. It's Micah van Blerk, though, the Warrender swimmer, who is starting strongly. Greer van der Merlen as well from Stirling, and Lewis McKean beside him. Who's going to get the touch? It's tight. It's Greer in lane 7, 26.58. Unsurprisingly, not as fast as Callum, about half a second back. And all to play for, coming back down the pool. Micah in lane 5 is in the mix, so in lane 3 is Charlie Trotman. I think it might be Micah van Blerk is going to take this one. He does, 55.45. Nice second half from him. 7 second half split. And nearly half a second inside his entry time. So still the best times continue. Charlie Trotman 55.84. Michael Scully 56.04. Couple of empty lanes in this one. Lanes 2 and 4. So the lineup: Ben Kelly of Warrender in 1, Cameron Creaney of Cumbernauld in 3, Jack Murphy of Bellsill in 5, Arthur Llewellyn of Borough Stockton in 6, Callum Dunn of South Ayrshire in 7, and James English of Warrender in 8. So the yellow cap, Cameron Creaney of Cumbernauld, Central Belt of Scotland. He's up there, Jack Murphy of Bellsill, pretty close neighbour. And so those two, in fact Ben Kelly just edging it in lane 1, 26.50. Warrender swimmer. Can he hold this on? And we get a good view of him. As the camera pans round. Maybe lane 5. Jack Murphy, though, has just got the edge on him now. And it is Jack who gets it, 55.05 against 55.39 there for Ben. Both of them inside their entry times. 56.08 Callum Dunn in 3rd. This time we've got no swimmer in lane 7. So Mads Muller, Ryan Chow, Jude Lydiard, Finn Bremner, Albert Bangan, Ethan Horn and Matthew Rothwell. We've seen a series of fast swims from Ethan Horn. See if he can do that again in lane 6. At the moment, though, he's just behind. I think it's maybe Albert Bangan as Stirling University, although no, in fact it's lane 3. Jude Lydiard of Edinburgh University, 25.88. It's the fastest split we've seen. First under 26, Ryan Chow second, Albert Bangan third. But it's looking good for Jude in lane 3. Although he's being pushed at the end by Albert Bangan, but I think it is going to be Jude taking the win, and it is 54.08. So again, a nice improvement from his entry time of 54.8. 54.08 sounds much better. Albert Bangan 54.50, so he improves by a couple of tenths. Finn Bremner 54.73 in 3rd place. Everyone in for Heat 6. Owen Leach, Ross Errants, Luke Shaw, Peter Allen, Lewis Hammond, Oscar Smiley, Murray Pritchard and Harry Winston. Oscar Smiley of Stirling University. Maybe just edging it here. See at the turn, well, lane 7 up there as well, Murray Pritchard. In fact, it is Murray by 300s. 25.81 against 25.84. Lewis Hammond in third.
And he's fourth in the youth final at the Scottish Winter Meet, just in December. And it is Murray going strongly also in lane 4.
So coming down towards the finish there, and a good strong second half from Peter Allen. Absolutely blasted that second half, 27.10 there, to come in 53.37. So he takes nearly a quarter of a second off his time. So bided his time in the first half and then came storming through to go past Lewis Hammond, Murray Pritchard, second and third. Heat number 7, missing lane 5. So here we've got Swale Talib, Owen Corby, Shakil Jordani, Bartol Eidesgaard, Lewis Birrell, Enrique Mascarenhas, and Adam Geddes. We're in the 53 entry times here, 53.0 to 53.6. Pushing on in 3, Shakil Jordani of City of Manchester, 25.18 for him. So that's about a bit more than half a second faster than the previous heat. Lewis Birrell, one to watch in lane 6 here in the white cap. And then moving up in lanes 4 and 2, Bartol Eidesgaard and Owen Corby. So this is a close one here. Who's going to get the touch? Is it going to be Owen Corby in lane 2? Yes, it is. 53.01. And he also improves on his entry time, although he went a bit faster than that in the McCullough meet. The finest there did a 52.4, so 53.0 in the heat swim is okay for him. Lewis Birrell 53.22, Bartol Eidesgaard in third. Again, we've got no swimmer in lane 5 in heat 8. We have Miles Lapsley, Ariane Din, Martin McInnes, Eddie Watson, Casper Pugard, Viraj Prabhu, and Igor Suvalov. In fact, no lane 7 either, so no Viraj. 2 empty lanes here. It's clear water for Casper Pugard of Hoverstatens in lane 6. He looks to be taking advantage of that. He's going to lead them through the turn. Oh no, in fact, Eddie Watson just getting the touch there by 300s, 25.63. He's got that blue cap on in lane 4. But this is really a tight one to call. And I think maybe just it is Casper Pugard this time. And certainly not going to call me wrong there. 53.53 for Casper. Second was Eddie Watson. And third, Miles Lapsley, 53.7, 53.8. One more heat to go. So in this one, we've got Reg Lloyd, Jacob Arman, Nikola Paskalev, Zach Speakman, Phil Franchek Krieger, Bradley Evans, Ben Prosser, Tom Taylor. So these swimmers, entries in the 52s. And again, it's all very tight at the turn. Maybe lane 5 just edging it. Zach Speakman, 25.29. Reg Lloyd going well in lane 1, right down at the bottom of your screen. Lane 4 moving up. That is Zach Speakman, Phil Frachek-Krieger in lane 5. Maybe it's going to be Speakman. Let's see as they come in. Again, needs a good touch, but Speakman does exactly that. Comes in 53.03. In what was a pretty tight contest there. Second was Phil Frachek-Krieger and Jacob Arman coming up for third. So good close race in the men's 100 free, because still got the women's 100 free to come. Look forward to that, but in the meantime, it's women's 200 breaststroke. And here we've got 5 heats. 3 go in heat 1. So the 3 swimmers there in your shot, ready to go. Taylor Smith of Arbroath St Thomas, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson of Dermot Side in 4, and Madeline Patterson, City of Glasgow in 5. 3 juniors here.
Coaches that the lineups for this evening's finals are being posted on the WhatsApp group, so make sure you're checking them. They're being released event by event, so if you can make sure you check them, and if you've any withdrawals, please notify the rewards table as soon as possible, so that can all be sorted out to give swimmers opportunity.
So coming down the first length,
The results,
they're all pretty well matched.
Are being released on the WhatsApp group, event by event. And then on this event, it's the women's.
Who's going to get the touch?
5 heats this afternoon.
Taylor Smith does just on 800s, 39.71.
From Dermot Side in 4, and Madeline Patterson, City of Glasgow in 5. That's Taylor Smith, 39.71.
And you just do get the feeling that this is going to be tight the whole way through between the 3 girls. All were reserves that have got their chance to swim here. Maybe just edging through now, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson. Dermot Side. And you see she has got maybe a lead about half a metre at halfway on 24.61. So pacing 44.5 against 45.5 for Madeline and 46 for Taylor. So the entry time is all 2:55, 2:56 is based on that pacing. Evie should be there or thereabouts, and Madeline sticking with her. Taylor is struggling a little bit to stay with the other 2. See whether they can hold on to that pacing of 45 or thereabouts. Quite often lose pace in the third 50. Well, not really here. 45.5, 45.9, so good effort there to keep the pace going. Taylor, the only one, perhaps just did lose pace there. But Evie, as this race progresses, looking stronger and stronger. So the youngster, 15-year-old from Derwent Side, 2:55 dead entry time. So she's got about 10 seconds to get to the wall. See if she can do that. It's going to be mighty close to it. Ooh, just over 2:55.3.
Just over her entry time.
2:56.14 for Madeline. 3:00 for Taylor. Seven swimmers going in the second heat. Alice Cumming, City of Glasgow in 1. Ava Kirkham of First in 2. Hannah Stahl of Cooper in 3. Rebecca Cole of Hamilton in 4. Ella McGeorge of Cooper in 5. Erica Watt of Heart of Midlothian in 6. Caris Mooney, City of Glasgow in lane 7. So times here 2:52 to 2:54.5. So the first split was 39.7 in heat 1. So this will be faster, 38.42. Ella McGeorge, one of 2 Cooper swimmers in this race. Northeast Fife. Rebecca Cole in between them at this stage, the Hamilton swimmer. And maybe just going past the 2 of them now. She's in the red cap in lane 4. Caris Mooney going pretty well in lane 7 as well, City of Glasgow. It looks like it's going to be Ella McGeorge this time. By 1500ths, 1:22.39. Bit more than 2 seconds faster than the previous heat at the halfway mark. It does look like Rebecca Cole strong off the walls each time, and then Ella McGeorge having to work it back again. And that becomes hard to do as the race progresses, and maybe that Rebecca Cole just reaping the reward of these good turns. Now edging into the lead as we come up to the 150. She's up by, what, half a metre, and the others coming up there on lane 6 and 7, Erica Watt and Caris Mooney, so don't discount them, particularly Erica Watt. You see that 44.22 there for that last 50 from her. So she has got her mojo going here in lane 6, and she is right up now and maybe moving through. Others now in her wake trying to stay with her. Caris Mooney pushing on. Ella McGeorge and Rebecca Cole all trying to get back now, and Erica Watt, who perhaps just stunned them with the speed that she came through there, through that 150 turn. And it is going to be the Hart swimmer taking the win, 2:53.70, pretty much on her entry time. Also becomes harder to do these big PBs in the longer events as they make the transition from short to long course at this stage of the season. Second, Caris Mooney, 2:54.46, and Ella McGeorge third, 2:54.70. A lot of these youngsters won't be about British Championships, it'll be about the age group events that are coming up in the regions in England, and Scottish national age groups coming up next month in Glasgow. On to heat 3, no swimmer in lanes 6 or 8. So Sarah Smith of Warrender in 1, Erin Russell of Derwentsside in 2, Sophie Potier of Warrender in 3, Cassie Wiper of City Glasgow in 4, Perry Scobby of Stirling Swim in 5, Ailey Stewart of Warrender in 7. And Ailey Stewart going nicely over in lane 7 with empty lanes either side of her. I don't know whether that's an advantage or not. Give her stiller water, but maybe detaches her from the rest of the race a little bit. Well, she's tied with Erin Russell at the first 50 turn. So faster than we've seen. Out of the turn, Erin Russell looking good, and Moving up is Perry Scobby of Stirling in lane 5 to try and challenge Ailey in lane 7. Others not far away. So down lane 2. Still the Doman side swimmer Erin Russell is looking good, and she's going to lead them through halfway on 21.14. Second and a bit faster than the previous heat, and you see there 43.2 is faster than any of the other intermediate splits by around 8/10, and she is taking that speed into this third 50 and opening up a pretty good gap now. Still a tussle for second. Ailey and Perry Scobby now challenging her, with Cassie Wiper as well in lane 4, but it's really Erin Russell's race now, you would think. Around 3 meters up as we go into the final 50. 44.7 there, so again faster intermediate split than any of the others, and her lead now 3.5 seconds. So now the only question is, what can she achieve down this last length? Can she improve on her 2:52 entry time? I think she can. I think she's going to be around the 2:50 mark. Maybe because she could just sneak under that. That would be nice. It's hotting up behind her for second place. That's a real tussle now. But no doubt about the win. That's a lovely swim. Ooh, just over the 2:50. But a good swim, 2 seconds inside her entry time. It was Cassie Wiper coming through to take second, ahead of Perry Scobby in third. But well done, Erin Russell. That was a great swim and a good win there. For the girl from Derwent's side. 2 more heats to go in this 200 breaststroke. Everyone present for Heat 4. Jessica Schultz, May Rogers, Emily McGee, Amy McLeod, Ailey Robertson, Freya Masson, Tegan Black, Catriona Stewart. There is your lineup confirmed. Lots of juniors, as you can see. They need to get down to around 2:44. So that's a bit of an ask for these swimmers. Entered 2:47 to 2:49. So away they go. Let's see what they can do. Nice start there from South Ayrshire Ailey Robertson, part of a great breaststroking clan. Who's plied their trade in South Ayrshire, although 2 of them now have moved on to Edinburgh University. Now getting into stride though is Amy McLeod of City of Glasgow in lane 4, and I think she's going to be first to the turn. And she does that in 37.33, about half a second faster than the previous heat. Tegan Black going nicely in lane 7, touching second, ahead of May Rogers and Ailey Robertson. 3 15-year-olds in this heat. The youngsters May Rogers, Ailey Robertson rather, and Tegan Black. Tegan Black is going very nicely there. She is starting to challenge for the lead now. And Amy McLeod holds. In fact, I think Tegan holds it now. So she is going to lead them through halfway on 19.45. Again, you can see the relative speeds on the intermediate splits, 41.7 against 42.8 for Amy. So Tegan really strong there. Let's see if she can sustain it. There's maybe signs that they're coming back at her now. Down this third 50 with Amy McLeod not done yet by any means, and red caps on the bottom of your screen from Perth and Warrender, Jessica and May. And lane 5, Ailey Robertson, but still Tegan, I think, in lane 7. Let's see what her time is. Nice shot of her coming in. Nice distant breaststroke stroke. She's still pacing faster than anybody else. 43.1. 2:02.57. So another 43 would bring her in 2:45 territory. That would be nice against her 2:49 entry time. So she is looking good for this. It's getting pretty close for second. Amy McLeod in 4, May Rogers in 2. Amy Robertson trying to push on in 5, but well, Tegan Black really from the 50 onwards has outpaced the others, and she comes in 2:45.44. Very nice improvement from her 2:49 entry time. 3.5 seconds. May Rogers also inside her time, so she'll be pleased with that as well. And third place, Amy McLeod. Just waiting for confirmation of that. Good thing they've taken Black is not just what she did, but the way she did it. Very smooth, lovely 200 breaststroke stroke, long strokes, and getting all parts of the body just functioning together. Final heat, we've got no swimmer in lane 6 here. So 7 will go. Zara Keegan in 1, Julie Bordal in 2, Hutchison in 3, Olwen Cook in 4, Faye McDonough in 5, Sophie Hall in 7, Holly Lumsden in 8. The time from Tegan Black wasn't too far away from the time required to get into the junior final, so she might be on the reserve bench for that. We'll see. Excellent swim anyway. We have just the one junior in this one. That's Holly Lumsden up on the top of your screen. Setting the pace here, Olwen Cook. We're getting no times coming through. There's nothing in the venue either at the moment, so we're a bit blind here in terms of what's been going on. It's 35.66, in fact, just come up on the venue, and you can see the clock now ticking away, bottom right. So everything back in business. And Olwen has been putting in some good breaststroke swims this weekend. She absolutely hammered her 100 best time yesterday. It was yesterday. Or was it the day before? They all merged together here. 1:16.43. And look at that pacing, 40.7 against 42s from Zara, Julie and Faye. So Olwen, Irish swimmer based at Edinburgh University, really taking it to the others. Just worth keeping an eye on the time required to get into the B final tonight. That's 2:40. So we'll get a sense of this turn whether that might be on. 1:58.08, so I think it could be. She's going to have to keep the pace going down this last one. 41.65 you can see, so that would bring her in just under 2:40 if she can keep that pace going. So she's got a good shout here. I think 2:40.36 to be precise is the time that she would need for a second swim. At the moment, 16th spot held by Laura Kinley of the Isle of Man. Of course, there could have been withdrawals. We don't know about that, but you can't rely on that. So can she get under 2:40.36 here? It's been an excellent swim, and I think she's going to do it. She does. 2:40.30. Brilliant stuff, and she will have the chance of a second swim tonight, and that's also inside her entry time by 7/10. So lots to like about that swim from Olwen. Zara Keegan finishing strongly there. Good 42 for her last 50. Takes second in 2:44. And third place, Julie Bordal from Hamar rather, in the Faroes. So nicely done from her, 2:47.92, just edging it over Faye McDonough. So a nice way to finish off the 200 breaststroke there. Enjoyed that. Hope you did too. Now we go to 400 freestyle for the men, and we've got 4 heats. So 8 swimmers all lined up for the first of the 4 heats. Run through them for you. Jamie Joshua of Hatfield will go in 1. Robbie Thompson of Shetland in 2. Ryan Williamson of East Lothian in 3. Joshua Robinson of Derwentsside will go in 4. Jack Simpson of East Kilbride in 5. Colvin MacDonald of Aberdeen Performance in 6. James Burnett of Warrender in 7, and Ewan Jones of West Lothian in 8. They've just been asked to go away from the blocks at the moment, so there's obviously a little technical hiccup that we need to deal with. Someone, I think, has lost a cap in the pool, so we'll see if we can see where that is. Can you spot a cap in the pool there? Nope, I can't either. That's what I'm told was the problem. That's been sorted, so off we go. So this line up, all juniors. Entry times 4:24 up to 4:30.
So we move on to the 400 free with 4 heats. Finish to a very first one. Let's see, Jamie Joshua and 2 Robbie Thompson.
So 8 lengths of the pool this time. Edging it in lane 3, Owen Williamson of East Lothian. So junior performance program east of Edinburgh. Head coach Jamie Ward doing a good job there. Saw that nice swim from Tegan Black. He'll have been pleased about that. And now Owen Williamson is trying to produce a strong swim here. 1:00.57 for him. Leads by just over a third of a second from Jack Simpson and James Burnett. Joshua Robinson not far away, so very quickly it's turned into a 4-way contest. And it's maybe East Kilbride's Jack Simpson now who is edging it. And James Burnett as well, the 15-year-old youngest of these swimmers. He's just 600ths behind Jack. Owen now down to 3rd after that fast start. And we wanted to try and make sure he stays with these top 4. So this Jack Simpson, silver medalist in the West District Championships recently. That was short course at Tollcross. Halfway mark, 2:07.90, still very close between Jack and James. Owen just getting slightly detached now from the top 3. He's trying to dig in and stay with them. Still perfectly possible for Joshua Robinson to challenge the other 2 in the 150 that's still to go. You can see the relative pacings there. So Jack Simpson a couple of tenths faster than the other 2. And you see Owen Williamson's pace not at the same rate as the 3 in front of him, so he is dropping back now. down to 3. Still Jack Simpson just edging it, but more is he? Maybe James Burnett, I don't know. No, it is still Jap, but it's only 100th. And you can see that relative pacings there. James about 4/10 faster and Joshua even faster. So this is all going to be about sprints now. On the back of a 400. They'll all be very aware of each other. Let's see how things shake out at the last turn. All of them going in much of a muchness there. Jack Simpson still somehow just hanging on to that lead. But Joshua Robinson perhaps his biggest threat now. The two in the centre lanes just ahead of James Burnett. And here comes Joshua Robinson, the Durban side swimmer. Jack Simpson of East Kilbride doing his best to respond, but looks like Joshua has timed this to perfection, and he's up by about a metre now and takes the win in 4:22.68. Second and a half inside his entry time, and a very nicely executed swim there. Look at that, 32.6 for his final 50. Nobody could live with that pace. So Jack Simpson settling for second, although James Burnett very nearly caught him as well. So good swims from the top 3 there. All 3 of them inside their entry times. Confirmation there. 4:22s and 4:23s. All the 3 of them headed by Joshua Robinson. Nicely done, guys. On to heat 2. And again, we've got all 8 lanes occupied. We have Finlay Scott, Edinburgh University in 1, Robert Burgess, City of Glasgow in 2, Ben Kelly of Warrender in 3, Callum Peebles of East Lothian in 4, Ben McLaughlin of Geary in 5, Neddy Owen of National Centre Limerick in 6, Jacob Wood of Elgin in 7, and Kai Connolly of City of Glasgow in lane 8. So heading the field early on is East Lothian's Callum Peebles. Goes through in 27.84. He'll be looking to sustain this lead. We saw his teammate Owen Williamson go out fast and then couldn't hold on to it. Hopefully Callum, it will be different. 59.71, so that's our first sub-minute 100 split. Giving the pacing there gives you a clue, so all fairly close, that top 4. Either side of 32 seconds.
Let's see how they progress through this race. Lane 2, Robert Burgess from City of Glasgow.
Callum, member of the Scottish junior team for 19.5 entry time.
Year older than Callum.
And they're pacing slightly faster than the other 2. Robert Burgess not far away from him. In second place in lane 2. There's about a second and a bit behind, so it's east meets west here at the moment. East Lothian and Glasgow at the front of this one. The others a little bit back. Looks like Jacob Wood of Elgin in 3rd place in lane 7. 2:06.15. Look at that, 33.36. Identical splits from Callum and Robert there. So the lead still a bit over a second as it was at the 1:50. Does look like these 2 are nicely clear of the rest of the field, so they can focus on doing battle with each other. Callum will be wanting to make sure he sees off the challenge. And this time, Robert Burgess is a bit faster, so he's starting to narrow the gap now down to 7/10. So he took nearly half a second out of it, and he looks like he's continuing to whittle this lead down. There's not much of it left now. So Robert Burgess in lane 2, City of Glasgow swimmer. Perhaps just starting to edge it. Oh, there's very little in it now. Maybe Callum still just has the lead. And he does, but it's right down now to a couple of tenths with 100 to go, 3:14.43. So Callum is going to have to dig deep here, I think, because Robert Burgess is the one who, at the moment, has got the pace. Coming up into 3rd place in lane 5 is Geary swimmer Ben McLaughlin. He's detached himself from the 3 behind him. He's not going to catch the leaders. Now, who's going to turn first this time? It's going to be Robert for the first time. You can see they're pacing about half a second faster, but, well, if Callum can find a sprint down this last length, he could still be in this a shout this time. Let's see if he can. Robert Burgess, though, is pushing on, but Callum working hard to try and give him a challenge. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it. Oh, maybe he is. This is getting really tight as they come into the wall. Who gets the touch? Oh, it is Callum. Well done. I didn't think he was going to get there, but he proved me completely wrong there. 4:20.55, just 300ths in it. Slightly outside Callum's entry time. Robert, nice improvement for him of a couple of seconds. And a great race. Really thought Robert was going to get that after he turned in the front at the 350. So fair play to Callum Peebles. He was not going to take it. And he came back strong down that last 50 to take the win. Ben McLaughlin taking 3rd there, 4:23.22. The swimmer from Geary. So that was a good race. Enjoyed that one. Let's see if we can get another one like that, please. And again, we've got a full lineup here with Mark Scott of Finns in lane 1, Max Cason Holly of City of Cardiff in 2, Matthew Brown of Aberdeen Performance in 3, Scott Fleming of East Kilbride in 4, Thomas Sansom of Swim England in 5, Nathan Campbell of Stirling Swim in 6, Michael Scully of National Centre Limerick in 7, and Archie Dixon of City of Glasgow in 8. 4:15 up to 4:19. The entry times here. Scott Fleming in lane 4. He's had a pretty decent weekend. He's a Kilbride swimmer. He's West District short course champion for his age group in this event. 16-year-old. There are a couple of junior slots available, I think, in this one. I think only had 6 juniors outside the top 16 this morning, if I've done my maths correctly. Oh no, I think I don't have. I think maybe we need to get down to 4:14. So I'll just restate that. So through the 150, Scott Fleming continuing to lead by a bit over half a second. 4:14 is certainly on for the last heat, you would think. 3 juniors in that one. See what these swimmers can do in this penultimate heat. Still Scott Fleming leads the way. He's going to be just over the 2 minutes at halfway. 2:02.93, pacing just under 32.5. Thomas Sampson now pacing about 7/8 faster in lane 5, and I certainly feel that Max Cason Holly as well is up for a challenge in the second half of this race. So Swimmer from Cardiff, swimmer from England, swimmer from Scotland at the front of this race. That's what we like to see. The home nations doing battle. And at the moment, for the first time, it's advantage England. Thomas Sansom just edging it now. And he has moved up a gear, it looks like. That 32.1 is quite a bit faster than the others, but well, maybe that was just a little push, because it looks like Scott maybe is coming back at him a bit. There's Thomas into the final 100. Well, I think I must have been seeing things there, because Thomas is pacing still faster. 3:07.77. 3:09.26. Max Casey-Holly another half second back. So it looks like Thomas Sansom, part of the Swim England team that have come up to Edinburgh. 4:16 his entry time. Let's see what his split is here. 3:40.27. So that's looking pretty good for a tasty PB, you would think. Level pacing is 4:12, so could get towards the 4:10 here if he has a sprint in him. He's really pushed it hard in the second half of this race, opened up this big gap. Race on for second between Scott and Max. Thomas, very strong race there, 4:12.33. So nice improvement on his entry time. So well done to him. 4:15.44 for Scott Fleming, just edging out Max Gayson, who was coming back at him hard at the end there, but just failing to get past him by 0.04 of a second. Another good contest, but Thomas Sansom taking charge in the second half. And a nice performance, 4:12.33. One more heat to go in this 400 freestyle. Again, we've got all the swimmers there. And there is your lineup: Angus Johnson, John Taylor, James Bartley, Greg Fairbairn, Wyatt Walsh, Marshall Illingworth, Enrique Macarenas, and Matthew Hand. So the juniors in this one: Angus in 1, John in 2, and Matthew in 8. So they'd have to get to 4:14. And the seniors have to get all the way down to 4:02.
Two junior swimmers here on the outside lanes, both in on 4:15, so they're within touching distance as they can get close to that, to the 4:14 for the junior final.
Greg Fairbairn setting the early pace from lane 4.
The final is 4:02, so that's
7:09 at the 15.
a bit of a challenge. A big improvement for Greg and Wyatt, but Wyatt,
the swimmer's fairly tight.
in the 400 medley,
Coming to the 100.
Amazing heat, got himself into that B final, so
Greg,
hoping to see if he can do the same.
59.09. You see there, 3 swimmers there, 31.1s for their second 50. So early days and much to be decided still here. John Taylor looking pretty good in lane 2.
In lane 2, John Taylor.
Aberdeen based swimmer. Angus Johnson, City Glasgow in 1. Lane 5 is up there, Wyatt Walsh of Millfield. It's John Tate, well in fact tied there, 1:31.50. John and Greg, and then Wyatt just 200s behind him. So these three maybe just now opening up the gap, although Angus in lane 1 is pretty much still with them. Matthew Hand trying to stay there over in lane 8 as well, but is it the centre lanes? Well, lane 5 in particular. Wyatt Walsh now taking it on. Half a second faster in his split than any of the others, 2:03.63. So will he now start to pull away, or can the others reel him back in again? Fairbairn looks still to have second from John Taylor. But Wyatt, I think maybe is continuing to outpace the others. See there, 30.6 he is, 31.9 for Greg, 32.9 for John. So doesn't look like they can live with Wyatt's pace. The Millfield swimmer, of course, great swimming program at Millfield School. What talent they've produced over the years. James Guy, stamping ground, of course. So they know how to do middle distance freestyle. 3:05.64. 3:08 for Greg, 3:10 for John. So Wyatt now firmly in control. Entry time 4:08. It's going to be there or thereabouts, I think. Might get inside it. Greg in second. Just looking at the juniors, lanes 1, 2, and 8. Not too much between John Taylor and Matthew Han, but I think they're going to match the 4:14 that they would require to get into the junior final. So Wyatt then is going to bring this one in. His entry time, as I said, 4:08.46. He's going to be inside that. Nicely done, 4:07.53. And again, another nicely executed swim. Greg for 11.85 for him. Marshall Illingworth taking third. He came through strongly in the second half. Get past some of the others. 4:16.81 for the distance swimming specialist, Marshall. So we had the men's 100 freestyle a while ago. Now it's the turn for the women. And in this one, we've got 10 heats for you. I know you're excited. What more can you want than 10 heats of 100 freestyle? There's the lineup for the first of them. 7 swimmers lined up to go. They're all there. Zoe Crawford, Ashley Drake, Natalie Marshall, Helen Stoddart, Amelia Riggott, Kira Davidson, and Laura Potts. So 1:02s and 1:03s, the entry times here. So at the turn, Amelia Riggott by 500ths. From Helen Stoddart, Ashley Drake, also just another 100th behind, so really tight. Ashley in the red cap, lane 2. Just recently transitioned from the borders into the Warrender program. So she's got a chance to impress her new coach here. Natalie Marshall up there with her. It's good between these two, and it is Ashley Drake who takes it 1:01.47, and I think she'll have done the job to impress there because she was entered on a 1:03, so nice second and a half improvement there for Ashley. Natalie Marshall in second place, Helen Stoddart in third. Confirming there, 1:01.6 and 1:02.0. Amelia Riggott also getting inside her entry time. And Laura Potts, for that matter. So lots of good times there. Into heat 2. Again, we've got all 8 swimmers in position on the blocks. Eva Arguero, Emily Headley, Phoebe Arbuckle, Emily Maxwell, Anna Feenan, Morven Adams, Catherine Renfrew, and Grace Noonan, all with 1:02 entry times. Morven Adams, Dundee City Aquatics, off to a good start, but now coming up beside her is the Limerick swimmer Anna Feenan. I think she is going to turn in the lead. See lots and lots of splash as we come through the turn, and it is Anna Feenan, 28.85. Leads by half a second from Morven in 6, Emily in 4. Others not far away. Phoebe in lane 3, Emily Headley in lane 2. And it does look like it's lanes 5 and 6, Anna Feenan and Morven Adams. As we see the long view of them coming down to the wall. Who gets the touch? Oh, strong last 10 meters from Morven Adams there. Look at that, 31.68 against Anna's 32.9 for her second half to take the win there. So, showing good stamina in the closing stages there to take it in 1:01.16, and that's a nice improvement for Morven of just over a second. And Feenan also inside her entry time, as was Emily Headley. To heat number 3. Again, everyone there. Got Sophia Quigley of Swim Ireland, Jory Horn, City of Glasgow, Isabel Wood of Stirling, Ellie Kennington of Plymouth Leander, Lucy Lucas, Edinburgh University, Alice Mackey of Hearts, Kiana Kurtzer of Warrender, and Molly Nulty of Swim Ireland. And Molly Nulty up at the top of your screen, starting well in the green cap. Hard to make her out there, as we see, but now you can see a clear view of her leading them through the turn. 28.56, about 3/10 faster than the previous heat. Jory Horn in second, Kiana Kurtzer in third. Jory in lane 2 there in the blue cap, and she is looking good in the second half. Others also pushing hard, lane 3 in particular, Isabel Wood, and it's still Molly Nulty on the far side. I think it's got the edge, being pushed hard by Kiana Kurtzer beside her. This is close in the end. Ooh, and Jory Horn getting it just over the minute, 1:00.17. Nice swim from her. So on to heat number 4. Again, the full lineup. Grace Idowu, Faith Yuda, Emmy Hutchison, Georgia Harvey, Faye Rogers, Catriona Stewart, Olivia Miskelly, and Katie Taylor. 1:01s here. Entry times. Lane 4, Derwentside's Georgia Harvey, mentioning Derwentside plenty of times this afternoon. Shows their swimmers are going well, 29.04, so that's not as fast as we saw in the previous heat, which was pretty fast and furious, just over the minute in the end. But Georgia looking good here, looking to back end her swim, because she certainly seems to be pulling away a bit now. Good tussle going on the far side of your screen. It's going to be Georgia, 1:00.46, so she improves on her entry time as well. 1:01.30 down to 1:00.46. Second place.
Third, Katrina Stewart, 101.
Olivia Miss Kelly, 101.40, just ahead of Katrina Stewart and Katie Taylor. Very close as well. So everyone keen to do the 100 freestyle. We're not seeing any empty lanes here. Ella Stevenson of Bells Hill in 1, Anna de Grosser of Best in 2, Abby Hall of Edinburgh University in 3, Lauren Farr of Swim Island in 4, Charlotte Williams of Hatfield in 5, Eve Mayer of South Ayrshire in 6, Melissa Waring of West Lothian in 7, Lacey Roberts of Plymouth Leander in lane 8. So all in the 101s for entry times. Can anyone duck under the minute? Probably not on a 29.2 entry time, halfway split I should say. Charlotte Williams of Hatfield leading through by a 10th from Lauren Farr and Anna de Grosser. And it's going to be another tight one this. Lane 5 is Charlotte Williams of Hatfield. Is she going to hang on for this one? I don't know. This is going to go any of about 4 ways over on the far side. Oh, it's Eve Mayer. 101.28 takes it by 300ths. Right around their entry times. Charlotte Williams 101.31, Melissa Waring 101.42, Lacey Roberts 101.43, and you see there Lauren Farr, a disqualification for her. That's maybe the first one we've had this afternoon. Hopefully it's the last one as well. So good tight contest there. Now we move to heat number 6. Line up Natalie Jones, Kira Sterica, Lauren Patterson, Heidi Wren, Susie McNair, Lee Bailey, Kerry Gillespie and Abigail Stemp. 100s to low 101. The entry times here. Again, still looking for somebody to take it on under the minute. Lee Bailey is pushing it out hard here in lane 6. I think she will be turning first. 28.54. We're getting closer to it with that split. Half a second ahead of Abigail Stemp up at the top of your screen. And then lane 5, Susie McNair, who's swum pretty well this weekend. Kira Sterica in the mix as well in lane 2. So this is all getting tight again, as you would expect. So closely matched on entry times. There's 4 of them coming in pretty close. I think it might be Susie. It is 100.47. Good pace at the end of that one for her. And she takes the win. Just edging a little bit off her entry time. Kira Sterica in second, Abigail Stemp in third. So this next heat we are getting close to the minute with entry time 100.2. A whole stack of them in fact on that time. 4 of them. So how will this work out? So the lineup: Millie Foster, Lauren Bradley Holt, Ava Simpson, Rebecca Reed, Jennifer Murray, Olwyn Cook, Louisa Stoddart and Anya Slesser. Come on, let's see somebody get under the minute here. That's what we want. And we're going to get what we want. Looks pretty tight. Rebecca Reed of Aberdeen, pretty experienced swimmer, 20-year-old. Just has the edge, I think. She'll come up to the turn. 28.87. Will that be fast enough? I'm not sure. Well, we're going to have to wait. Ava Simpson second, Jennifer Murray in third. And it's now Ava Simpson who's taking it on in lane 3. Edinburgh University swimmer hailing from Dumfries. Rebecca Reed coming back at her now. So we've got a good contest on our hands here, and Rebecca very strong there in that last 25, and in the end comes in, and she does go under the minute. Oh, that was a cracking swim from Rebecca. That second half, very impressive. 31-0, you can see there. So, wishes granted. Thank you, Rebecca. Ava Simpson second, just ahead of Alwyn Cook, who puts in another good swim there. And Lauren Bradley Holt just behind them in fourth place. Right, so we've had one under the minute. We want to see some more now. In Heat 8, we've got 4 of them with entry times under the minute. Lane 2 is not there. So 7 swimmers here. Mia McLeod will go in 1. 3 is Olivia Marshall. Millie Milne in 4. Natasha Simpson in 5. Lauren Cox in 6. Amber Downham in 7. And Grace Maskell in 8. Well, Lauren Cox will be one to watch out for here, the Loughborough swimmer. So she'll be up there, you would think. Not her main stroke, but very accomplished swimmer. And she does have the lead here. So keep an eye on her. 59.83 entry time. I'll tell a lie, that's Millie Milne's entry time. 28.71, so pretty similar split to the last heat. Lauren from Amber Downham, from Natasha Simpson, the distance swimming specialist. Up there as well in lane 4, Millie Milne. Lauren Cox just tying up a little bit, and the Warrender swimmers are trying to catch her, but not quite getting there. But we have 2 swimmers getting under the minute. 59.83 for Lauren. 900ths inside her entry time. And Natasha Simpson getting second there, 59.93. Millie Milne just over the minute, 1:00.01. This is heat 9 out of the 10 we've got. We've got Kirsten Laurie in lane 1, Emma Stevenson in 2, Abby Winstanley in 3, Liz Parker in 4, Julia Knox in 5, Olivia Mason in 6, Emma Hodgson in 7, and Tatiana Tostovin in 8. So entry times here are all in the 59s. So hopefully everyone can live up to that. Again, pretty tight coming up to the 50-meter turn. Let's see who's going to get the touch. Being so close. Abby Winstanley just edging it, 29.02. So that's not as fast as the last 2 heats, so they might struggle to get under the minute from that split. Mason 29.07, Knox 29.14, Parker 29.16. All very, very close. So it's going to be a good scrap, but what will the time be? Lane 6, Olivia Mason, maybe just edging it now, up by half a meter, and I think she is the one that's going to take it, and she does go under the minute. Really strong in that second half. So did a 29 and then a 30.5, so get under in 59.66. Liz Parker also ducking under the minute, 59.95, and Julia Knox in third, 1:00.11. Olivia Mason then inside her entry time by 1400ths. One more heat to go. All senior swimmers all present. Lucy Headley, Nicole Ritchie, Jessica Calderbank, Jessica Woodward, Lola Davison, Emily Grant, Annalise Bainan, and Caroline Jensen. 58.5 up to 59.1 here. Again, coming down the pool in a line. Maybe Jessica Calderbank was just edging it in lane 3. And I think she is going to be first to turn, but not by much. 28.05. Well, more than I thought. Nearly half a second. From Emily Grant, Nicole Ritchie, Annalise Bain, and all on 28.5s. Nice turn from Jessica as well. There's Jessica Calderbank, 2 Jessicas in this heat. So the Manchester swimmer looking to hold off the line of swimmers behind her. She's still, well, does she still have the lead? Lane 8, Caroline Jensen coming up really strong. Ooh, it was close, just 100th in the end. But Jessica Calderbank just holding on to it. 58.54 against Caroline's 58.55. Nice 6/10 improvement for Caroline on her entry time. Emily Grant taking third, 59.22. But Calderbank just edging it there. And she was inside her entry time as well. So some good freestyle dogfights there. Some very, very close races. Now we go to men's 100 butterfly. And in this one, we've got 9 heats. 6 swimmers in the first heat. There they all are for you. James Hodgson, John Mackay, Callum Sinclair, Bailey McGinley, Kyle Mitchell, and Apostolos Kaplatos. So 103s, the entry times here. You see them setting off on their way. Perth's John Mackay leading them down the first length in lane 3. Although I'm not sure he's going to get the touch. I think that might be lane 5. Well, no, it was John. My 300s from Bailey McGinley in lane 5, 29.22. So I did John an injustice there. See if he can hold on down the second length. Not sure he's going to. It does look like Bailey has got the advantage. Others not far away. Keep an eye on Apostolos up in lane 7. And I think it will be Bailey McGinley taking the win there, 1:02.99. So he improves on his entry time by about 4/10. Callum Sinclair coming through to take second, Apostolos Kapatos in third. Heat 2 coming up. The line-up, David Lamban, Connor Stewart, Kian Hampson-Bahia, Bryden Byrne, Isaac Reisenfeld, Lucas Brown, Robson Miles, and Ruben Kelly.
Heat 2, we have David Landman from City of Glasgow in 1, Connor Stewart starting swimming in 2.
So high 102s, low 103s, the entry times here. And I can't call a leader at the moment. Maybe you can. Coming up to 50. Lane 5, maybe? No, lane 4. Bryden Byrne, 28.35. About 8/10 faster than the previous heat. Isaac right there with him, so is Kian. So they're the leading 3, and now I think it is Isaac Brydenfeld who's edging it. And had a bit more than edging it. He's up by best part of a metre now and brings it in 1:00.74, so that's a nice improvement. Well done, Isaac. Fair swim up. Only a 2-second improvement on his entry time for his travels. Second place, Bryden Byrne, 1:01.63, so he improves by a second. Kian Hampson-Bahia, 1:02.11. He improves by about 6/10. Nice to see these swimmers in these early heats, lots of them getting best times early in the long course season. We'll set them up because just the opening of the British window for qualifying for the summer meets starting this weekend, so a great opportunity to get a score on the door and then to look to improve it later on as the window progresses. So the lineup here: Zach Slater in 1, Isaac Buchan in 2, Nathan Campbell in 3, George Wise in 4, Cameron Creaney in 5, Andrew Brodie in 6, Fraser Claxton in 7, Ben Kelly in lane 8. It's going to be Andrew Brodie, is it? No, it's George Wise. I'm not getting these right much of the time. 27.78 for George. A Dartford swimmer. This Dartford contingent, it's a small contingent come up, but quality. And George is doing well for the cause. Coming up at him now, Cameron Creaney in that bright yellow cap. And the other side of him, Andrew Brodie. And Andrew Brodie, I think, well, that's all. Lane 2. Isaac Buchan, Stockton, with a cracking finish there, 1:00.73, just 100th faster than Isaac in the previous heat. So well done, Isaac. Nice PB there. So it helps if your name's Isaac at the moment. Winners of the last 2 heats, different varieties of spelling, but both Isaacs in my book. Don't think that will last though. Don't see an Isaac here. Heat 4. Rory Young in 1, Scott Fleming in 2, Conrad Slessor in 3, James Newell in 4, Nicolas Paskolev in 5, Kieran Lennox in 6, Jacob Elwell in 7, Kieran Turnbull in 8. And Lennox starting strongly in lane 6, Aberdeen performance swimmer. Lane 3 up there as well, another Aberdeen swimmer. In fact, it is Conrad in lane 3, 26.84. So that's a cracking first 50 from Conrad Slessor. Really pushing it out. 17-year-old. Can he hold it though in the second half? It looks like he is tying up a bit, and they are now coming at him hard. So this is going to be close. And well, it's going to be lane 5 then. Nicolas Paskolev, the Bulgarian from Loughborough, who takes it 59.48. I'm wondering whether Conrad was going for a 50 split there, because he completely faded away to 8th place in the second half. Hope he was. Kieran Turnbull getting under the minute as well, 59.88. So 2 very nice swims there from Nicola and Kieran. No swimmer in lane 3 in this one. So we have Finlay Nelson in 1, Chap Murphy in 2, Connor Fitzgerald in 4, Fraser Wilson in 5, Alexander Harris in 6, Archie Dixon in 7, and Matthew Hamilton in lane 8. So all the entries in 1:00 territory. So we've seen a couple go under the minute in the last heat. Let's have some more here. Connor Fitzgerald from Ireland with quite a healthy lead here, and that's a nice 27.04. We like that. 27.03 in fact. So he is looking good here. Well clear of the rest of them. They are having a good contest for second. But Connor now needs to drive it on here. Let's see if he can get comfortably under the minute. I think he can. Here we go. 58.79. So very nicely done. Connor taking a 1:00.03 down to 58.7. Second place, Archie Dixon, 10066. Finley Nelson third, 10126. So men's 100 butterfly continues to give us some good racing. And we move on to heat number 6 now.
Heat 6,
Murray Dixon, Richard Butterworth, Marcus Scully and Daniel Kennedy. Adam Strickland, Max Gason Holly, Matthew McMillan and Evan Davidson is the lineup in this one. Adam Strickland, the Derwent side, off to a good start in lane 5. There I go, mentioning Derwent side again. And for good reason, because Adam is leading the way by 7/10, 27.19. Entered 59.8. Plenty of others now coming at him, headed by Sterling's Marcus Scullion. And over in lane 8, the youngster Evan Davidson is going really well. And Evan in particular is challenging now. It's Adam Strickland did have enough in hand to take it. 58.49 for him. But a very nice swim from Evan to take second. About a second under his entry time, 59.2 I think it was. Let's just check that. Yep, 59.22. And Marcus Scullion, 59.88. 8.2 rather, in third place, right on his entry time as well. So some good stuff there. Adam Strickland taking the win in a new best time. Heat 7. Hubert Gdaniak, Finley Clubb, Adam Colgan, Brodie Gordon Gibson, Lewis Birrell, Arthur Llewellyn, Travis Davey and Samuel Naylor. Lewis Birrell in lane 5, looking to just about leading them down first length. Beside him, Brodie Gordon Gibson, who's coming on leaps and bounds this season. 26.47, it is Lewis who leads the way. And he is looking to try and hold on to this lead down the second half. Winner in the North District Spring Meet. Now we can see Brodie starting to come back at him in lane 4, and then lane 3, Adam Colgan not too far back. That's going to be the 1, 2, 3, but it was never looked likely that Lewis was going to be caught there, and he comes in at a 58.04, and nice improvement once again. Entered on 59.4. So Lewis, or Brodie rather, Brodie Gordon Gibson, 58.58 for him, so nice improvement from him. Adam Colgan, 59.19, also inside his entry time. I talked about the swimmers in the early heats getting PBs, but now we're seeing good PBs from swimmers in the later heats in this 100 fly. That's really encouraging. So the penultimate heat, Owen Leach, Ryan Ferguson, Mark Innes, Thomas Sansom, Albert Bangun, Shaquille Giordani, Brendan Johnson, Elliot Best. Line up here, lane 6, Shaquille Giordani. So the Manchester have mentioned them a fair few times as well. And it's going to be Shaquille coming through 26.33. That's slightly faster than we saw from Lewis in the previous heat. 27 dead for Albert, 27.3 for Ryan and Mark. And coming up now is Albert Bangun of Stirling University, and he is looking strong here in the second half. Is he going to take this one? The Indonesian swimmer based in Stirling. And and a good second half from him, takes the win in 57.71. Right on his entry time, 57.7. So, job well done there.
59.16 for Mark Innes.
And there's the summary. Thomas Sansom second, Mark Innes in third. Final heat of the 100 fly. Line up there for you. Brogan Hyde, Luke Shaw, Peter Allen, Ian Rose, Igor Suvalov, Benjamin Shuyin, Joel Watson, Lewis Hammond. 56s and 57s. 156, Ian Rose of the University of Bath. Good start in 7 from the other man swimmer, Joel Watson. He'll be looking to be in the other man team for Birmingham. Brogan Hyde of Stirling in lane 1's up there. So they're the 1-2 at halfway. 25.83 for Joel. Brogan 26.03. And we see a charge from the others in the second half. Looks like Joel Watterson in lane 7. He's just edging it here. In fact, taking it pretty comfortably in the end, I think. Oh, well, not so comfortably. He did take it, but Peter Allen was coming back hard at the end there. Joel holding on, so he came into the meet 57.30 and finishes it off in a 56.20, so he'll be happy with that. Peter Allen 56.42, good improvement from him as well. Brogan Hyde in third. So our last event of the afternoon session is the women's 200 individual medley. 8 heats will go in this one. You can see there the lineup for heat 1. We're missing a swimmer in lane 3. So we do have Freya Masson of Shetland in lane 1, Charlotte Hardy of Millfield in 2, Phoebe Arbuckle of Warrender in 4, Libby Doubleday, City of Glasgow in 5, Athena Pearce, West Lothian in 6, Taylor Smith of St Thomas in 7. So all Scots in this first heat, including the Millfield swimmer Charlotte Hardy in the green cap. Entry times 2:36 to low 2:37.
In lane 1, Freya Masson from Shetland. In 2, Charlotte Hardy, Millfield. Phoebe Arbuckle from Warrender in 4. Libby Doubleday, City of Glasgow in 5. In 6, Athena Pearce.
So after the fly, 33.20, Libby Doubleday by 400ths from Charlotte Hardy. Lane 5 and lane 2. Then on the backstroke, you can see Athena Pearce, West Lothian, moving up. Phoebe Arbuckle wanting to make an impact as well in lane 4, but it's looking like Libby in lane 5 has got the clear advantage on the backstroke. We'll see their respective splits coming up now as Libby goes through 1:12 with a 38.8 on the backstroke. You can see that is the fastest backstroke by 7/10 from Athena Pearce. The others into the 40s. But breaststroke, all things will change, no doubt. And certainly Charlotte Hardy now is making her move. Long breaststroke stroke, looks like a 200 breaststroke stroke. Really stretching it out and very effective. Everything working in coordinated fashion. And about 4 or 5 meters up now, so completely transforming the race from 55.92. You see 40.8, Libby 48, so what a massive difference in the splits there. And you see as a result of that, Charlotte a long way clear now. 2:36 her entry time. I think she's going to absolutely obliterate that. Coming up 15 to go at those red markers. And well clear of the race for second. Libby Doubleday and Phoebe Arbuckle. So Charlotte Hardy bringing it in. Let's see what her time is. 2:32.11. So over 4.5 seconds inside her entry time. Really close for second there, just going to Libby. 2:37.58 from a fast finishing Phoebe Arbuckle. 2:37.65 for her in the end. But that was very much Charlotte's race there, particularly on that breaststroke. That was a joy to behold. 2:32.11. So on to heat number 2. And there is the lineup for you. Looks like we're all there. So Zoe Crawford, Erin Russell, India Marshall, Kirsty Gilmore, Holly Lumsden, Cassie Wiper, Layla Weatherspoon, and Nadine Wilson.
Zoe Crawford from first in 1, Erin Russell, Dermot Side in 2, India Marshall,
entry times here 2:35 and 2:36s.
Holly Lumsden,
Good start down the bottom of your screen. Zoe Crawford at first, but also in the centre lanes, Kirsty Gilmore and in particular Holly Lumsden. Up at the top of your screen there. They're up there as well, Layla Weatherspoon and Nadine Wilson. So pretty close. Lane 4, yep, Kirsty Gilmore. 31.87, that's quite a bit faster than the first heat, but of course there was that breaststroke that's still to come from Charlotte, so they need to build up a buffer if they're to go faster than Charlotte here. Kirsty Gilmore and Nadine Wilson up at the top of your screen. Pushing on here. Kirsty in lane 4. Is she going to be touching first? It's close between her and Nadine. Just Kirsty by 3/10, 1:11.39. A little bit faster than the previous heat. Let's see what happens now in the breaststroke. Do we have a breaststroke star here? Kirsty Gilmore looking pretty good, holding on to that lead. Erin Russell making a move in lane 2. And also lane 5, Holly Lumsden still up there. Nadine Wilson in lane 8. So not too much changing in the breaststroke here. There is some tightening as we come up. And in particular lane 2, Erin Russell's had a good breaststroke leg. And she does have the lead now, 1:58.69, but they're now about best part of 3 seconds behind Charlotte Hardy's split. They'll maybe get some of that back in the freestyle, but I don't think they'll be as fast as the 2:32 we saw from Charlotte. It's pretty close between Erin now in 2 and Kirsty in lane 4. Kirsty maybe just edging back into the lead. In fact, she clearly is. So she will take this one by a metre or so. Close for second. India Marshall came from way back there. Look at that split for India in the freestyle. She was a lot faster than anybody else, and that drove her up into second place in the end. Just inside her entry time, 2:35.5. Got the winner, Kirsty Gilmore. 2:34.81 for her. So she also is inside her entry time. About 6-7 tenths. Heat number 3 now. empty lane in lane 1. So the lineup: Freya Beaton, Coco Croxford, Olivia Miskelly, Katie Rose, Grace Maskell, Anna MacDonald, and Alice Cumming. Confirmation there, no start in lane 1. Coco Croxford, City of Glasgow. 3 14-year-olds here. Freya Beaton, Alice Cumming, the others in lanes 2 and 8. Who's going to get the touch here? I think it's going to be Coco. Yes, 32.08. Freya 32.5. Katie Rose in 3rd, although to all intents and purposes pretty much level with Freya. And now I think maybe just edging 2nd behind Coco. Just been promoted into the Scottish junior team, Coco. Right at the youngest end, she begins her swimming journey as far as the national squad system is concerned. Katie Rose, nice backstroke from her. Moves up into the lead, 1:11. Couple of tenths up. You see 38.4 for her backstroke leg. Can she keep that together in the breaststroke? She is pretty much stroke for stroke with Coco now. And then behind them, Alice Cumming up in lane 8 and Freya Beaton in lane 2. 2 of the 3 Glaswegians. So they're all up in the mix here. And also moving up now is Olivia Miskelly, the Irish swimmer, in lane 4. So she is coming up to join the leaders now in the breaststroke. So clearly the best breaststroker in this field. But is it still Katie Rose? Yes, it is. 1:59.43 by 1600ths. So who has got the momentum now? So often see the momentum coming from that breaststroke into the freestyle, and that's what we're seeing with Olivia here. Projected her into the lead by a metre or so. Katie Rose, I don't think, has an answer for that. She's going to hold on for 2nd, I think, over the 2 Glasgow swimmers, but it's going to be an Ireland win here with Olivia Miskelly bringing it in 2:33.83. So nice stuff from her. Excellent breaststroke and then progression into the freestyle. Katie Rose takes 2nd, 2:35.18 for her. And 3rd, Coco Croxford, first half leader. 2:36.05 for Coco. So the old adage of breaststroke wins the IM certainly held true there for Olivia. See whether that works out in this one, heat 4. In this one we've got an empty lane in lane 6. So the lineup: Catherine Body of Geary in lane 1, Millie Milne of Warrender in 2, Amy McLeod of City of Glasgow in 3. 4 is Leonie Jones of Borough Stockton, Emily Maxwell in 5 for Derwent's Side, Jory Horn of City of Glasgow in 7, and Ailey Armstrong up at the top of your screen for East Lothian in lane 8. Leonie Jones of Stockton starting strongly in lane 4. 2:30.4 her entry time. As we see them coming into the wall, you can see Leonie 31.33 leads by a bit over half a second. It's about 7/10 faster than the previous heat. Catherine Body 2nd, Emily Maxwell 3rd. Catherine Body now challenging for the lead on the backstroke. Amy McLeod up there, up at the top of your screen, Jory Horn, Ailey Armstrong. Lane 5, Emily Maxwell, so plenty of contenders here. Looks like Catherine Body in lane 1 has just moved into the lead though. 11.49. As the Geary club that Catherine belongs to was the stamping ground for many years of the great IM swimmer Hannah Miley. So they'll all be looking to follow in her shoes, but now as we come to breaststroke, once again we're seeing movement going on, and this time it's Amy McLeod coming through in lane 3. Amy Armstrong looking pretty good up at the top of the screen as well, but Amy coming up very nicely. Catherine Body's still up there, and Amy Armstrong up at the top of the screen, probably in 3rd, just from Emily Maxwell. So see there, 43.4 split for Amy on the breaststroke, 156.18. That is about 3 seconds faster than we've seen, and it's still slightly slower than the wonderful swim we saw from Charlotte Hardy, which is still the fastest, 2:32.11. Let's see if they can get inside that here. Amy McLeod coming under a bit of pressure down the freestyle length here, and particularly from lane 7. Jory Horn there. Whoa, what a finish from her. 2:31.36. So that is now the new fastest time we've seen her. Look at that split for the freestyle, 32.44. She came up like an absolute train down that last one, just outside her entry time, but well, dramatic way to win it. Long way back, and then there she was, suddenly in the front. Well done. On to heat 5. 8 swimmers here. Line up: Morven Adams, Dundee City Aquatics in 1, Fern Crichton of Perth City in 2, Sophie Hall of Warrender in 3, Faye Rogers of Aberdeen Performance in 4, Adrian Mortensen of Havnar in 5, Ava Simpson of Edinburgh University in 6, Alice Mackey of Hearts in 7, Lucy Buckingham of Putteridge in lane 8. 2:28s and 2:29s to a 2:30. Range of times here. And good start from Lucy Buckingham of Putteridge, 30.94. A couple of tenths clear of Ava Simpson. And then lane 1, Morven Adams going nicely now. She's certainly challenging for the lead with lanes 5 and 6, Adrid and Ava. Lane 2, Fern Crichton. Nice taste-side contest going on in lanes 1 and 2. But it's going to be lanes 5 and 6, pretty much together at halfway. Ava and Adrid just 800ths apart, 109.67 and 109.75. Breaststroke. Is breaststroke shaking them out. Certainly Adrid looking good here. And she is moving away from Ava Simpson. Lucy Buckingham coming back into the mix after that good fly. It's the Faroese swimmer who is looking to bring this in now. She is 2 seconds clear after that excellent breaststroke. And I think she's going to be able to hold on to that. Ava Simpson contesting second with Lucy Buckingham, and the others quite a long way back. They are maybe making a bit of ground now on Adrid. I don't think they'll catch her. And she brings it in 2:27.87, so she takes a second off her entry time. Lucy 2:28.64, Ava 2:29.04. That's your top 3. So confirmation of that result. And we have got 3 more heats. We've got 2 empty lanes in this one that's coming up. There's no Anna Green, there's no Kaylin Hall. Lane 2 and 3 empty. So we got Kiana Kurtzer on her own in lane 1, then Zara Keegan in 4, Madison Peveler in 5, Lucy Stoves in 6, Aviva Holinsky in 7, and Naomi Parker in 8. 2:27 and 2:28 entry times here. Strong start up at the top. Morpus Naomi Parker. And then the white caps in the middle lanes. That's Sarah Keegan and Madison Peveler, Aberdeen and Dermonside respectively. These 3 swimmers just about together at the 15. Madison getting, well, in fact, tied at the front there, 30-77, Madison and Naomi. Nice close shot of Kiana Kurtzer there, who's in the mix. So spread around the pool here. Kiana in 1, Madison in 5, Naomi in 8. As we come to halfway, it is Kiana, so our cameraman knew what he was doing, focusing on her with a very nice backstroke. 1:07.53. 7/10 up on Naomi. Going into the breaststroke, and she's looking pretty handy on breaststroke as well. Another member of the Scottish junior team. Anna Green is also in that team, but she's not swimming here. Looks like it is Naomi Parker perhaps who's the stronger breaststroker now. Let's see, it's going to be pretty close. I don't know who's going to get the touch here. The producer obviously thinks it's Kiana, but it was Naomi just in lane 8. We've seen quite a few contests where the contenders have had lots of empty lanes or space between them, and that's certainly the case here. So they'll not be too aware of what's going on the other side of the pool, I don't suppose. So they just got to focus on their own swim here. Kiana in 1, Naomi in 8. And who's going to get a touch? I think it might be Kiana, is it? Oh, just, yes. 2:28.17 and Naomi 2:28.33. Both of them inside their entry times. So nicely done. Kiana just taking the honours. There's Zara Keegan in 3rd. 2:29.28 for her. 2 more heats. And the lineup here, and I'm glad to say they're all present for this one. So Melissa Mainwaring stamping the backboard there to make sure it's absolutely secure for her. Goes for West Lothian in 1, Ava Jones of Swim Ireland in 2, Sophie Freeman of Plymouth Leander in 3, Sophie Davies of Millfield in 4, Isabel Wood of Stirling in 5, Susie McNair of First in 6, Aoife Doran of Swim Ireland in 7, and Ruby Griffiths of Mount Kelly in 8. Sophie Freeman of Plymouth pushing it out very strongly early on here. She came up, got a 5th place in the British Swimming Invitational in Manchester as we were all coming out of lockdown, and that's at 2:26.21 that she's entered on here, was done there. So I'm sure she'd love to take that on now. Certainly looking pretty good here. 18-year-old from Plymouth. So through the turn, 1:04.23. Definitely need to be looking at this. A open final 2:19 is what's required, and the B final 2:23. So Sophie will fancy her chances of another swim tonight. Melissa Mainwaring in lane 1. Isabel Wood in lane 5. Susie McNair in lane 6. A three-way contest for third. They're being joined by others now in the breaststroke leg. They are closing a little bit on Sophie in the breaststroke, but she's still got a handsome lead. 150.72. You can see her split there, 46.4 was second and a bit slower than the two chasing her, but well, she's through that breaststroke now, and now it's head down, power on for the freestyle. So 2:23 would be what's required for a place in the B final. It's going to be very close to that. Is she going to do it? Oh, let's see. No, just missing out, I think. 2:23.39, I think. Well, that'd be second reserve on my calculation. So maybe if there's withdrawals, which there often are on a Sunday night, you never know. But a great swim, however you look at it, from Sophie. Well inside her entry time of 2:26. So that will be the main object of the exercise, to take that on. Nearly 3 seconds taken off it. 2:26.91 for Susie McNair, continuing her good performances this weekend. And Ava Jones in third, 2:28. One more heat to go. And then you can take a wee break before you come back for the finals. 6 swimmers in this one, so we're missing lanes 2 and 3. Kira Aitken goes in lane 1 for Swim Ireland. Scarlett Ferris of Perth City in lane 4. Sarah Kalovska of Hatfield in 5. Mari Craig of Stirling Swim in 6. Faye McDonough of Borough of Stockton in 7. And Livia Kingsland of Nova Centurion in lane 8. So let's see if anybody can match the very fast swims we saw there from Sophie Freeman in the previous heat. Certainly the times are up there in that area. Scarlett Ferris, 30.29. Just leads. And backstroke is her strength, so you'd expect her to push on in this length, which she's sort of doing. Sarah Kalafska is going with her, and then Mari Craig, Faye McDonough in a diagonal line there from lane 4 through to lane 8. And Scarlett will lead them through. 1:07.99. Nowhere near as fast as Sophie Freeman, about 3.5 seconds back on that. But they might make up some of that in the breaststroke. And I think Scarlett is going to come under some pressure here as the others draw up alongside. Sarah in 5, Mari in 6 in particular, but also Faye McDonough making progress in lane 7. So now we've got 3 in a line, and they're just easing their way past Scarlett. Sarah in the pink of Hatfield, maybe just going to touch in the lead. Yes, 151.88. So now just a second back on Sophie Freeman's time. But see if they can really push it on. A nice transition into freestyle from Amari Craig there in lane 6, and she now has the advantage in the white cap there. And I think she is going to be our final winner of the afternoon by around about a body length. Let's see the time, 2:26.01. So good solid win by over a second in the end. Faye McDonough taking second place, and Livia Kingsland in third. So a fair amount of change in the latter stages of that race, with the freestylers coming to the fore at the end. So 2:26.01, Murray Craig from Faye McDonough and Livia Kingsland. That's our final piece of action in the afternoon session. Just a little reminder that we're starting our finals earlier tonight. So it's a 5 o'clock for the start of racing. We'll be back on live stream for you a little bit before that, around about 5 to 5. So we hope to have your company there at the final session, third night of finals of the Edinburgh International Swim Meet. There's confirmation of the time, so make a note of it. Don't be late. I'm relying on you. But for now, I'm Duncan McKinnell, and I'll wish you a good afternoon from the Royal Commonwealth Pool in Edinburgh.